There's been an earthquake in southern Mexico. It had a magnitude of 7.1. This is affecting the south of the country, particularly. We're hearing from the US Geological Survey. They have told us that the quake was just off the coast, 35 kilometers southwest of the city of Tapachula. That's in the state of Chiapas. Quite a shallow depth, about 75 kilometers. We also expect it will affect Guatemala as well. This is quite near the Guatemalan border, and we are getting reports on social media that buildings in Mexico City are shaking as well. As soon as we have more details, we'll bring it to you. But an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.1 is rattling southern Mexico.
A powerful earthquake has struck a wide area of southern Mexico and Central America. It killed at least 3 people and damaged homes, hospitals, and churches. CCTV's John Holman joins us live from Mexico City with the latest. And John, what can you tell us more about the impact of this earthquake?
Well, as you say, the epicenter of this earthquake was just off the coast of the very south of Mexico, but it affected both that area, which is called Chiapas, and also North Guatemala, the country next door. And particularly San Marcos, a municipality in North Guatemala, was very much affected by this. 90 buildings were damaged, 40 of those severely so, according to the disaster response unit, which we've been on the phone to today there. Those buildings included public buildings, schools, churches, hospitals, and indeed the only fatality in Guatemala was a newly born baby in the hospital in San Marcos. 5 people injured there, and a community of over 40, we're told, that had to leave their houses because they were badly damaged. And particularly in that region of Guatemala, the problem is that many houses are built using adobe, which is little more than sort of sun-dried mud that's made into bricks. So those don't provide, those sort of houses don't provide very good protection against earthquakes. We're talking about a very poor area of Guatemala. Across the border in Mexico, also almost 300 houses damaged, maybe not quite as severely as those in Guatemala. 2 people dead there. And this is something that's been continuing over the course of the day. The earthquake itself might have happened in the early morning, but there's been aftershocks as the day's continued here.
So, Joel, what are authorities trying to do?
Well, it's particularly in Guatemala, when we've talked to the disaster response unit, they've sent in a team of 30 people, and the army also going in there, about 300 people in total, entering the zone with rations of food and trying to help out people there. They're also trying to evaluate the damage. We've talked to Mexican authorities, they're doing the same. Basically, if it comes to over a certain amount of material damage to houses, they can then liberate a disaster fund, which will help people. That money comes from the central government. The 2 presidents have been together as well today at another event, and President Peña Nieto of Mexico in particular has spoken of this and has offered his condolences. But this really isn't the first time that this happened so far this year. This region, Chiapas in southern Mexico, has seen the most earthquakes of anywhere in Mexico. And in Mexico in particular, there's been 3,000 earthquakes so far this year, some bigger than others. So they're causing a real problem this year in this part of the world.
All right, CCTV's John Holman reporting from Mexico City.